Okay, it's 8:05 and once again I'd like to say welcome to another session of Design with You. Design with You is an edtech initiative that seeks to raise the standards of designers in Africa at large. We provide weekly webinars with the aim of providing impact by connecting industry experts and seniors to designers. We partnered with Propel in 2022 to provide our community members with job opportunities, which we share in our newsletters. We also share updates about resources and meeting recordings. That being said, let's dive into what we have for today. How to be anti-fragile as a tech talent by Alex Oyebade. Let me give you a brief rundown of who Alex Oyebade is. Alex Oyebade is a product designer with a background in brand strategy and emotional intelligence. He says that branding, he's able to understand the look and feel of a product and how it can influence its users. He also believes that with emotional intelligence, he's able to get a deep understanding of how people love patterns and how they make decisions subconsciously. He believes that with these two skills and his years of experience combined working with a CEO as an executive assistant, he has been able to sharpen his ability to work effectively with people at all levels and to solve complex problems. During the 2020 COVID lockdown and after in 2021, he held three editions of Neuroscience and Giggles with over 200 participants. It was an event that was uniquely created to help participants experience transformation from the subconscious level and just to have fun and lots of laugh. So I hope this session, we all leave this session with big smiles on our faces. So today, Alex Oyebade will be taking us on how to be anti-fragile as a tech talent. Alex, good evening. Good evening and welcome, Alex. The floor is yours.
The two and before profile. I'm a designer, and for the last 48 hours, I've been religion, different denominations, like, architecture, design.
I think you're breaking.
Yeah, hear me, please say hi. Hi, can you hear
We
me?
can hear you, but your voice keeps breaking.
I'm breaking still.
Yeah,
Oh,
yes.
God, my network is about this option. Right. Hello. And I
I can hear you and I cannot hear you again.
hello.
Alex, we can hear you.
Tonight I don't have
Okay, guys. Please let's
Hmm.
hold on while Alex sorts out his issue. Hopefully, he's able to join with another network that works, and hopefully, service providers in Nigeria works better. Please.
Hi, can you hear me now? Is it better now?
Yes, this is better. Yes, this is better. Thank you.
Is it actually better?
Yes, it's better.
So sorry. Right. So I don't know which one you got. I was, talking what is going on in my mind about the fact that this religion and the basic principle that we live by, just like I said, I would that is not the bone of contention for tonight, but trying to share what's going on in my mind with you that I will take some time to even do some more research on and then maybe begin to push as my own philosophy about design. Faith in any religion of the world is like their basic is what their belief is centered on. But for design as a religion, what our own belief is centered is empathy. Empathy for yourself, which is self-care, empathy for your clients, empathy for your colleagues, empathy for your employers, right? So a lot of things is going to my mind, and I look forward to sharing them as soon as they are well formed in my mind. However, tonight I would like us to, this very wonderful topic that I a month or two ago, about how not to be fragile, how not to be fragile. Tiwa, would you help me, please? I'm sorry for putting you on the spot. What do you understand what I mean by anti-fragile? How to be anti-fragile? Does it make any sense to you immediately? I mean, hearing it, what comes to your mind?
Okay, the first thing that comes to mind is job applications.
Say that
You
again.
know, as designers, job applications.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind when I see how to be anti-fragile.
Hmm.
So, as designers, you and the way the tech space is currently, you have to send out your resumes to and your portfolios, apply to lots of jobs. So the rejections are definitely going to be coming in a lot. So that was the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the topic, when we decided on going with the topic, how to be
Hmm.
anti-fragile.
That makes
And
sense.
then yeah, and then also feedbacks.
Hmm.
You just have to know how to take feedbacks and how to not let it get to you, how to look at what the person is telling you objectively and implement the feedback in a positive way. So
That makes
those are
sense.
those were the two things that came to mind.
That makes sense. Or something. I'll take one more person, please, within the next to your mind when you saw the topic in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8. If I count down, nobody answer, I'll just call somebody's name. 7, 4, 3, 2. What do you understand by how to be anti-fragile? Does it make any sense to you on the surface level? That is all. Are you there? This is your time to shine. Please shine. That is all I hearing you. Hey, God, I beg. Koyin Sola, are you there?
Hi, good evening,
Yeah.
Alex.
Talk to me.
Hello, hi.
Yeah, I can hear you. Hi, Koyin Sola. Please talk to me.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. So I was saying how to be anti-fragile. When you're ready, what came to your mind?
I am just joining, so I don't even know the question.
Oh, okay. I'm saying when you So sorry for putting you on the spot then if you're just joining.
Yes.
So the topic we're talking about is how to be anti-fragile, right? So I'm just asking
Okay.
randomly, what came to your mind when you read it? What do you think it meant, or what do you think is going through my own mind when I say something like that?
Probably how to come out of how to leave your comfort zone or
Hmm,
something.
correct. Okay. Okay. Let me just relieve you of your being on the spot. Um, okay. See what now. All right. When you guys see my screen, please do let me know. Oh, Atako Annette, please go for it.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Hello, Annette. How are you doing today?
Did you wish me happy birthday just now?
I said, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm fine, thank you.
You're
So
welcome. Oh,
I
it's your
think I wanted to
birthday.
contribute. You said something.
I was saying, oh, is today your birthday?
It was yesterday.
Oh, wow. Happy belated birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy birthday.
you.
All right. So talk to me. Let's have a conversation about this. How to be anti-fragile. What comes to mind when you hear it or when you
Okay,
heard it?
so
Sorry.
it's fine. So what I think about being anti-fragile is like um knowing how to handle feedback. I mean, knowing that your work is not you. So when you
Mm,
get critics, you are not trying to associate it with yourself. You know that it's about job getting better.
mm,
How to handle like everything in your workplace and manage
mm,
yourself, something like
mm.
that.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, Tiwa. Thank you, Koinsola and Annette, for your amazing stuff, amazing thinking. You're all right. I'm just going to, take whatever all you guys have said and just expand it just a little bit more, so that we get into what we're talking about fully. So, how to be anti-fragile? Let's even talk about being fragile at the very basic step of it. Is when everything that happens to you gets to you. You have low emotional threshold or frustration threshold. Maybe you're going to work in the morning and something as little as, maybe not as little to you, or something as a car passing by splash, a conductor said something you do not like to you and your day is ruined. Somebody bumped your car while going and your day is ruined. Yeah, you normally would wake up to a text from your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and now it didn't come, and your day is ruined. Like when the littlest of things have tremendous effect on your emotions, I term that as being fragile. When you are not the as people would say, when you're not the captain of your emotions, when you do not hold the reins of your emotions, of your mental environment, when when other people have power over how you feel, how you think, and what you do, then it's you're fragile. You know, when you fall, the tendency to break, to fall apart, to get shattered and tattered into pieces. That is what I mean by fragile. So this entire session or this entire conversation that we're having is to try and not be that. Is to be anti-fragile. Just like you buy an iPhone and you buy a silicone case for it. iPhone is fragile, but the silicone case makes it anti-fragile, such that when it falls, you can just pick it, and you're good. And I mentioned something earlier, and I would like to just, put some more context to it. When other people are able to determine what you think, how you feel, and what you do. So those two things, TFA, think, feel, and do, they are very important. The moment you understand that particular thing, you are able to this anything in this life. If that this is one of the major things that you to an extent though. Say you you feel your thoughts and you act your feelings. You feel your it takes you to your it takes you to a pro about it. Somebody send you a text and you start thinking about that
You
text.
you went
What
off
do they mean?
again. Sorry.
Oh my god. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. What was the last thing you heard?
I think along the lines of you feel
Okay, thank you.
the
You
last
feel thoughts,
sentence.
right, and you act your feelings. Right? So something happens to you, you start thinking about that thing, and when as you continue to think, you start feeling, and when you feel, you do something. That's it's automatic. Your feelings is automatic, your action is automatic. What is not automatic is your thoughts. You can do something about your thoughts. You are always thinking something. You cannot be a thing. There can never be a thinking vacuum. There's something in your mind that you're thinking about, right? But you can control. I won't call it control. You can determine what you think. You can maximize your thought environment. But the moment it gets to feeling would always turn to action. You feel anger, lash out. You feel depressed, you stay in your house. You feel disappointed, you pout. Action is always a successor of your feeling. Whatever you feel, you do. Right. So all we are saying now is how to increase your emotional resilience. The stressors are abound. So the stressors are the things that cause you to 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 want to break down. Like Tiwa said earlier, you receive rejections. Like as creatives, as tech people, we need to become so familiar with rejection. They should become a part of what you do. In design, we call it the iterative process, right? You do this one, work, you drop them. You do another one, work, you drop them. The moment you start letting, I think it was a name that mentioned it, that your work is not you. When they give you feedback, you should know that it is for the work, it is not for you, except when they now praise your ingenuity personally. Oh, okay, yeah, that's me. I'm smart, I'm a genius. But whenever they say something that is not so great, know that it is feedback based on the work that you have done. And I'm going to talk a bit about being a Christian. Forgive me though. Forgive me. It's just like as a Christian, you are a believer. A believer might do something that is not so great. You commit a sin, but it does not change the color even. You might do something that you know that your faith does not allow, right? That doesn't stop you from being a believer. So in this context, as a tech person, the feedback you are getting is based on the work that you've just done. It does not change the fact that you are a creative. It does not change the fact that you are a developer. It does a cooker, a cook, as they would say. Do you get? So do not let whatsoever other people are saying. I mean, we get into it. Let's move on. One of the first things we'll talk about here is the fact that our biggest problem is we think we shouldn't have them. We always think that when problem happen to you, it means people don't love you, people don't like you, or people hate you, or that yours is the I say wild, forgive me, in the whole wide world, that your case is the toughest. You might, in quotes, you might never make it in tech. Maybe I should find some other way. Problems toughen us. Problems sculpt our souls. They give us to say, oh, because when they are facing whatever they are facing, how are you going to feel empathy, which is what I call the lifeblood of design as a religion? You can't be as empathetic when you know that I know how many rejections I've gotten. Should I be proud of it? I'm not even sure. I don't even know if I should be proud of how many rejections I've got, and I'm still getting them. In a way, I intentionally look for it, such that you know that there's a very high possibility that these people will send a rejection letter, but you send it same, so that you have an experience with rejection. Rejection is only feedback, it's not failure. We'll get there. You know, being antifragile is a quality of an individual to benefit from stress rather than being weakened or destroyed or shattered by them. You see that. I mean, today is Sunday, and I'm so tempted to say a lot of things that that I would say in a church setting. You get in this tribulation, right? But rejoice. A lot of people will say, "Oh, I you would see those threads on Twitter when they say, 5 years ago I was this and that, 3 years ago I was this and that, but now look at me today. Tech just bought me my first this, my first that, my whatever." It sounds cliche, but that is the very plain truth. Being anti-fragile is you looking at the situation, the challenge, the issue, the problem, call it what it is, that is in front of you, and know that this is what will build the person that I would like to become. In a way, success is, or when you get employed by a Meta or an Apple or a Netflix today. That is not the actual core of being a tech person, or being successful as a tech talent. To me, being successful as a tech talent is the quality of the things you know. Somebody was explaining something to me over the weekend about the difference between being knowledgeable and being competent. You might know stuff about tech, you might know stuff about motion, you might know stuff about even football, but that does not mean that you are a competent footballer, you are a competent developer, right? You graduate from the knowledge of from the level of being an intangible, then you graduate to the knowledge, to the level of being competent in that particular thing. How you graduate from being an enthusiast to the knowledgeable to competence is by waging war with stresses, with shocks. I know a lot of, in quotes, tech want to, tell you about the goodies in design and all of that. Yeah, I want to do that too, but the truth about it.
Alex, Alex, you're
Yes,
breaking up. Can you hear
God,
me?
God, I beg you. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, okay. Right. So quality. I mean, what we are talking. Let me say it funny. When you eat stress for breakfast, I mean, you eat stress for lunch. You eat it for brunch, and you even eat it for dinner. Maybe you have a little bit of it for dessert self. That is the true mark of somebody who is ready to face the rigors of our environment. You know, it's easy to believe that tech is the way out of strength of the trenches. Yeah, it's going to take out of it. It's going to take us out of it. But we have to also become, you know, valuable people with values and that can give real-time value, such that we not but listen to you. You know, I made a post on my community, Omoi, that stress is not real, right? It's not a real thing. And it caused a bit of a controversy, especially on my WhatsApp. People are just disagreeing here and there. You know, I said stress is not a real thing. Stress is when there's a demand that is made on you that you have the capacity to handle at this time. That is stress. A demand is made on your emotion. A demand is made on your capacity. What is the stress? So because of that, it's not a real thing. It is not physical. You can't touch stress. You feel stress. And whatsoever you can feel, you can do two things with it. You can increase it and you can reduce it. And that is also one of the things that I would also talk about in my professional, rather certified for that matter, which is what I call creativity is also an emotion. And if it is an emotion, that means you can increase it per time and you can decrease it. If you feel anger right now, if you are very angry, like leave it. And I show you maybe a video of your favorite comedian, there's a very high possibility that that video would reduce your anger. If you are sad, if I show you, you know, that same video, there's a possibility that it might, you know, elevate your spirit and you know, make that sadness dissipate. So if that is possible, then creativity being somebody does something to you, it makes you angry, then you can do something, or somebody can do something to you and it can make you creative in an instant. You know, that's one of the things that I also will teach later in life. Maybe in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month, who knows, maybe today. So yeah, stress not being a real thing, when that when that settles in your mind and you understand that it is just a demand on me that I do not have the capacity to handle right now, then what is the antidote of that? Build capacity, right? Is it capacity for skill? Is it capacity for parenting? You know, permitting to say that. Is it capacity for relationship? Is it capacity for money? Being poor is stressful, right? Being broke, let me make it that, not poor. Nobody's is that you have substance in your mind, right? Like tech talent. So me, you're not poor. You're just you might just be broke. We're all broke. And it is stressful, very stressful. If you are broke and then in this country we catch no day, then that is even double stressful, right? But in itself, it is not a real thing because it is only a demand that is made of us that we do not have capacity to handle at this time. So how do you manage that situation? Increase capacity, become more valuable so that you render your service to people who can pay premium for it. It's as simple as that. Please give me 1 minute, guys. I think they brought my lights. Let me check.
Okay.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you very clearly, Alex.
So this is part of the stress that we're talking about. They brought
Alex, you've gone off again. We cannot hear anything.
Alex, we can't hear you again. This network stress.
Oh,
wow.
okay, I heard
Apologies.
wow, but nothing else.
Right. So sorry.
All right.
Everything you're all right. So the reality is that the thing that stresses you, they are most likely not going to go away. You know, my neighbor that is stressing me out because I own gym. Maybe I am also stressing her out because there's light and I have my gen on. Work, family, friends, elections, that lecturer trouble, all of these things would not go out. You know, your child is stressing you while when you're trying to work. All of these things would not go, except you want them to go. And I don't think they will go by you just wanting them to go. Right? They are going to be present in one way or the other. So if they would always stress you when they happen, which is likely every time, like as we are now, there's life, right? In the next whatever, then I'm not good. Can you hear me, guys? No time. Abound stressors that are everywhere that is called you coming for your mind, you remain resilient, you remain your mental environment is agile and move fast stuff easily, move on. How to do this is one of the ways is to be a cause. You know, you need to own and be responsible for your life and the results that you currently command. You know, be a cause, and the opposite of this is to be at effect. You know, when they say, why are you angry? You say, I'm angry because, you know, why are you sad? I'm sad because um when you know you say that effect your control anything can make you feel anyhow. You know, why are you depressed? I'm depressed because, and this in a way is not trying to victim blame, right? It's not to say that you're not supposed to feel like that. If you feel like that, great. Not great, but it's okay. But there's stuff to do, except you like feeling like that. If you do not like feeling like that, let's move on. Let's move out of it. You know, no emotion is negative, no emotion is positive. The question is it empowering or disempowering? Is it removing from you? Is it adding to you? It does it make you more effective? Does it make you more efficient? Does it make you more powerful? If it does that, great. If not, then there's something to do about it. If you feel dissatisfied, if you feel demotivated, you feel deflated, those are emotions that are not empowering, that does not cause you to do, does not give you the necessary drive to move on in your, you know, and move out of them. You know, so whenever you say the word because, what you're effectively saying is that the excuses that you give are the reasons you don't or cannot and will not have the life that you want. Why you that you are in? Say because you are letting go of control, you are letting power go. And as creatives, we want to remain in the position of power. That is when you can negotiate properly. That is when you are properly motivated. That is when you are, driven to get stuff done. That is when you are in your beast mode. But when you say, when I wake up, I'm always tired. Power might go from you maybe to another individual, or to a feeling, or to an object. You can give power to anything you want to give power to, right? That is why a religion's center of worship can be anything, some animal, some even wooden images, right? You can give power over your life to anything that you want to give power to. For the people that call that are listening to me now, you want to ensure that you retain power, and the way to retain power is to always be at course. Know that, like the motivational speaker of our days would say, the fact that you are born poor is not your fault. You know, that you are born into a poor family is not your fault. But the fact that a poor family then come out of you is your fault, right? Where you are today is not your fault, but where you get to, is not your fault. Doing the choices you make, the decisions you make, and the actions you take, they determine where you get to. So when you assume responsibility for every of these choices, every of these decisions, actions, then it makes you be at course. You do what you feel to. Nobody can make you feel anything. You decide to feel. Nobody can hurt you. You just decide to hurt. Why? To feel hurt, rather. Why? Because of the things. Another class, nothing about your map is not the territory, meaning what you have in mind is not the actual thing that happened, right? So, and even when they add you, both of you together, that the thing happened with, like, you come and talk, and that person will come and talk. If we add your submissions together, it does not equate to what happened. You get, so the map is not the territory, because if the map is the territory, then the map which is in your hand will cover the entire territory. What will territory? If it is the territory, it's supposed to cover the entire Lagos. If I am driving and I hold my phone and I'm using the map, if it's the actual territory, then it should cover the entire Lagos. It should not be, inside my phone or just in my hand in a sheet of paper. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So what you have, the representation of what happened, is only a representation of what happened. It's only a version of what happened. It's not the entire thing that happened. Meaning you are you are in the position of power to think in a particular way about what happened that will make you feel empowered. Because the moment you start feeling, let me use that word, is empowered in every situation, you let power go. And when my money, and when power to do stuff, to get stuff done, is reduced. Let's move forward. So the ultimate purpose, failure, there's no bad, which is one thing I would like to also say here today, that try as much as possible to always ask for feedback with the people you interview with. So maybe there are 4 days of interview, and go through 2 stages, and they say, unfortunately, we have to move ahead with another candidate. So we need to move with somebody who is more experienced. Ask them, what did that person have that you don't have? What is the determinant of this role in else that I do not have at this time? And I've tried it multiple times, and some of them reply, some don't. I've even heard somebody who said, "Oh, I actually passed the whatever." The company is Twinkle, TWINKU. It's a net worth calculating product. So I would work on the project, but eventually they said they had to move with somebody with more. Process went well. I even did the task. The whole thing went well, and they said, no, it's not you that you passed, but they just had to move with somebody. Damn it, that's like. But say, ask them for what happened. Why did you not pick me? You can, it's a situation that could have made you fall, made you maybe cry, feel frustrated, made you feel incompetent, make you feel um like you are not original, whatsoever you feel when rejection letters come, or whatsoever we feel, because in a way sometimes I still feel like that. But despite the feeling, what is there to learn? How do I move forward from that? And then they send the feedback to me like, oh, okay, thank you. Some people will say that your experience is not the right fit for the role at this time. I applied to one place recently. They dissed me um subtly. They said you should concentrate on improving more on this and this and this and this as stipulated in the job description, so that maybe in the future can you cooking. Okay, so are you whining me? Because it is still you people that will come in the end, or some other time, and say, and you don't even need to qualify for every role. There's no audio. Ah, voila.
There's audio. There's audio. I think it's just you, please.
Please do not stress me. Thou art a, thou art a stressor to my mental health right now. What? you know? And then we moved ahead, moved on from that. They will say, you don't need to qualify for all the things, qualify small and then apply the whatever. But then they got back to me and said that, oh, okay, they will move from that. The ladies, people of in Nigeria, they said, okay, great. The in So please, found on my laptop. Oh my god. Oh my god. Apple people, they are another stressor in my life. All right, so let's move forward. 6 principles on being or to become more anti-fragile. Just a bit of stuff, and then we'll talk about that. We move. I know we have our time is fast spent now. So embrace uncertainty and volatility. Post on my platform, on that community or my, is that everything is figure outable. So if what to become successful, and success is very relative, fulfilled in life with the things you've done and you're happy, that's success for me. And for you to become success, to have fulfillment in a thing and to be happy doing that thing, there would be so many uncertainties. So if for you to be successful, everything you need to do, you have it all figured, or you do this, and then you do this, and you arrive at that ultimate state of being fulfilled, then your dream, your vision, your passion, your purpose big enough. Because if it is so big, it is supposed to be, if it is greater than you cannot conceive everything that you're supposed to do in life, right? And if your mind cannot conceive everything, that means there are so many gaps in your knowledge about what you're supposed to do. And if there are gaps in your knowledge, that means there's volatility and uncertainty. Something can happen that can just throw you off at a point in time. I just saw my guy join. Eyes. Please, the eyes. Forgive me. Uncertain that there will be, I'm loyal. I did this. There will be uncertainty. I'm certain that there will be uncertainty and there will be volatility. But everything is figure outable if you are anti-fragile. I was in an event on Saturday, and somebody, Christian, but works, said spoke with both Christian musicians in this context, and he work with secular musicians. Tell us for free. Sorry, please let me think about that. Instead, they can tell us for free that the work of secular people far, far the far that was like I said it. He said it's far greater than the work ethic of our Christian brothers and sisters. I don't know why.
Alex, you're breaking again.
Of what Jehovah is.
Alex, you're breaking, and we cannot hear anything again.
Mercy has even better and left now. Eh? And even rich.
Maybe we'll beg. What network provider do you use? Maybe we'll send them an
I use it as a
MTN.
I use MTN.
Okay, I think you are sounding better now. So, okay, MTN has gone off in.
It's stress that is making us leave.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay, we can hear you now. Thank God.
Right, great. So sorry about this. It's not my doing. Let's just move. Predict everything, dot every I's and cross every T's. That when your T even looks like another font, you start palpitating. Your shares will start beating fast. You know, learn to thrive in an environment of uncertainty. Like I know I will do it, but how I'm going to do it, I don't know yet. Like personally now, I know I'm going to work with Apple, either Apple or Netflix. Those are like my in quotes dream firms or dream employers. Let me call that. You know, aside that, I know I'm going to build products and they will scale. But at this time, I don't even have the entire idea of how to scale a product. You know, I know to build a product. I know how to work, design, and work with to build the product. Hacking market. What about success? Get people to work on those. But what about funding? I know I'm going to build products that would scale, that would be, continental in a matter, as a matter of fact. I know I'm taking it one day at a time. What do I need to do at this time? Okay, I'm doing it. Then when I finish doing what I need to do now, what I need to do next will show up, and everybody will be all right. So learn to learn to flow in an environment that that is uncertain. You don't know what's going to happen the next day. There's a possibility. Come to work today and work like your life depends on it, and that works in a way. What are these people whining me? One sec, please. What? Hello, guys. Can you still hear me? Hello. Tiwa, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
okay,
I
okay.
can hear you.
Okay. Q. Sorry. I don't know how, but they just sent me a message that my data able to use since morning. It's gone out a wonderful God. So let me just correct. Okay. Take time. I'm tired. Variability for some people is even the cause stress. When stuff happens that is not within your area of expertise and you have to solve it and you have to attend, it causes them to spiral, and it causes them to not believe so much in themselves. But when you expose yourself to a range of experiences, then you are able to transfer knowledge to another, um from one concept to another, from one subject to another. Who are not Christians. I'm a believer, I'm a designer, I'm a certified emotional intelligence professional. All these three things, I'm able to draw inferences from all of them to be able to create what should I call it now? A non-curriculum teach. I'm talking about design is a religion. The fragile map. I'm talking about a whole lot of that. Design alone would not have taught me. Being a Christian alone would not have taught me. And being an emotional intelligence certified professional would not have everything together, because even brand strategy is there. Do you get? So by decide to, especially all we do is just sit down in our house and work 9 to 5, as a remote worker, or maybe a 9 to 5 are safe that you have to go out and do. So all our life now has become work. And the day you are not working, you are in church or you're in O1B on Saturday or maybe a party somewhere, But we need to seek out new experiences, learn a musical instrument. I have a friend, she's a full stack developer, backend developer, and just told me recently that she's learning to play the guitar. What the heck? Yeah, pick whatsoever you want to
Okay.
do. Sorry, I saw.
Alex, you went off.
Yeah. So maybe you did you hear what I said? I know a friend who is a backend engineer who is learning to play the guitar.
Yes, we heard
Yeah,
that.
that's great. So what I'm saying is, look, push yourself for more. Maybe learn swimming, learn to ride a bike. Expose yourself to new horizons of experience. Such that they bring you get into you have something to go and do to ease your mind and take your mind off that work, so that when you come back and look at it with new set of eyes. So seek out variability. Don't just be a linear, a one-way binary man. Even binary is not one. When something is binary, it is either this or that. You know, it's either this or that, one or zero. So don't be one. Oh, sorry. Apologies. So how did we get to embrace failure? Okay, 3. To embrace. Say I'm in a meeting and they're disturbing me. That is what you suffer when your devices are connected. I'm limiting the test notifications and distracting. Teaching. So embrace failure. All right, don't be afraid to take risks and fail. Failure that can help you improve and grow and become the best at what you do. Here is to change what the vocabulary means to you. make the word failure abstract, just like the word stress is abstract. Failure can be, like I said, with stress cannot be touched. You can't see it. Failure also, as a word, you can't see it. It is the effects that you can't see. And failure is the results you get from a strategy that to you didn't work. But if you reframe that situation and say it's a strategy that didn't work, meaning there are other ways to figure it out, or there are other ways that I currently do not know. Failure is feedback. It's just like your emotion. Your emotion is a feedback. It's your mind, your subconscious mind in this case, telling you this is working, this is not working, this is what you should do, this is what you should not do. This person is a stressor, this person is not. Your emotions are your neuro impulsive communications from your subconscious mind. So your failure also are realistic feedback from the events that happened in your life based on the actions and the decisions that you took or did not take. So if you look at it like that, you can either reward that failure, reinforce that failure, or you re-engineer it, break it down into the structure of the process. What happened? What did I do? What did I not do? If you re-engineer that, there's a possibility that you will hit success in the future, which is also a feedback from the series of events based on the decisions you took or the actions you took. So when you look at the structure of these words in that manner, you look at failure and you look at success, that they are only feedback, they are only results, outcomes, and not just failure is not fatal, and success is not final. Somebody said that, not me. Meaning, whatsoever you are experiencing right now is your own doing, be of course. Okay, so it is failure. Reframe the word and turn into, okay, this is feedback. This is the feedback that I have. They just sent me the email. Yeah, you are not the best fit for this candidate, for this job. Say, so who is the best fit? What does that person have that they don't have? That is the way to re-engineer the outcome that is unpalatable, and then make it palatable in the nearest future. Several no's does not equate a success. Somebody said if you get a rejection, that is one no less to the no you'll get in your success. But if you do not change strategy, if you do not update strategy, you might keep getting no's. So look for strategies that work. Hope is not a strategy. Hoping that you would get it one day is not a strategy. That is you are letting yourself be an effect of somebody else's decision. If you are good and you get into the interview and you are not able to present correctly, you are not able to communicate your thoughts in the process that got you to the decision, the design decisions you made, then there's very high possibility that they will still not choose you, even though you are better. So hope is not a strategy. Say, I'll just do it. I'll just do it. I'll just do it. I hope they pick me. No, hope is not a strategy. So what is the strategy is what you should look for. Look for higher strategy, superior arguments that sample yours, and then you rise in that regard. Number 4, invest in yourself. I cannot stress this enough. We all know this. I'm not going to spend too much time in it. Continuously learn, improve your skills and knowledge in whatsoever you do. Be a beast. That's my word. Be the dawn of your of your industry, of your skill. And being the dawn does not mean you are dominating other people. It just means that in your world you are the best. And the competition, like people would say, is against yourself. This will make you more adaptable and able to handle challenges and opportunities that come your way. Now, I've done product design to an extent, and I know that to take my work to the next level based on the things that I'm seeing on the global scale is to learn 2D, 3D. So I'm starting with 2D, understanding Illustrator and all of that. I had to pay money to help them to let them make, how do I say this? I had to pay money for them to install Illustrator on my laptop because it is what it is. Do you get? So look for people that are doing what you are doing on a global scale, because the essence is your skill, your capacity, your knowledge must pass the test of universality, such that You know how Nigerians used to be proud. If you have 2 million in Nigeria, you are still a thousandaire in dollars. Like one figure thousandaire except $1,000 or $2,000. You know. So until you are a millionaire in naira and a millionaire in dollars and a millionaire in pounds, you are not a millionaire yet. So let your capacity become global. Let it pass the test of universality. You know, a shoe does not transport itself from Nigeria, gets to the UK and become a jug or a mug. So far as a shoe in Nigeria is also a shoe in the UK. So when your capacity is able to represent itself globally, then you can truly say that you have invested in yourself, which is why I'm an advocate for quality and premium education. Whenever you see people sharing meaningful information, be there, you know. And even if it's expensive, save up and pay for it. That's why I love these NNG certifications. When Nelson and Normal Group or something like that, when other people are doing 6 month 35 USD, they are one class like this 35. I'm like, damn it. Before you do the entire stuff and get certified, you know, spend maybe like 6K, 3K, maybe 15K or whatever. The last time I calculated, I'll check it again. You know, invest in premium education. If you need to get YouTube premium so that ads would not pop up and reduce your time, do it. It's not expensive, like 1K every month. And if not, if you are not able to do it, spend quality time learning quality stuff. Skip the junks, skip the stuff that you already know. I don't know how to say this. You know, there are some videos you would see and you will know that this person does not want to teach. They just want you to stay on the call and stay on the video enough for them to make money by the YouTube. When you see that kind of person, come on, you don't have time to waste. You got what I'm trying to say? Like, invest in yourself so much that you yourself in the next 6 months cannot even recognize yourself. I cannot stress this enough. You know it. So let's move on. Stay flexible, be willing to change course and adapt as needed. I was asking one designer one time like that, what do you think you should have done better within the last 2 years? At that time, she said she thinks she could have jumped on the wagon of Web3 early enough. That she thinks it would have helped her to make more money. Right now, she's not even in Nigeria. She's a UK tech talent now. She has gone to the UK, right? Meaning she's a top individual. She's a good designer in her own capacity. She's a solid person, right? But she wasn't flexible enough in her own ramification or estimation, rather. That is not to say that everybody else should start learning Web3 or start designing for Web3 and all of that. You need to also be careful to understand what are the use cases in Web3 that I also want to do. There's Web3 finance, which is the most pronounced at this time, and there are so many other things that you can do. Play to earn, with all this other stuff. So do your research, and I'm not saying this. What I'm saying, this is basically came out because people will now start saying, is that say Web3 is in the corner? I do not say it. Right, but stay flexible. Be willing to change course and adapt as needed, which is what I'm doing currently, learning 2D design, right? Well, I see that is what is going to help me. In a way, it's difficult, but some people are doing it. So why can't I? After that, is it that Cinema 4D or Spline or Blender? So that you become that individual that can stand anywhere. And I'm a designer. If I do not do all of this, I'll just go to the people side of things, the design manager, and everybody is all right. Avoid being overly attached to a particular outcome or strategy. Don't be attached to, even if you build a product, don't be emotionally attached to your product. The product is not about you, the product is about the customers. And when the customers are saying they don't want this anymore, be willing to iterate and pivot quickly. When PiggyVest started as Piggy Bank, and what they were doing is just savings. Come and save your money. Come and save your money. But then, based on data and research, they listen to people, and people say, if I save my money, what do I then do with it? I'll save now. I'll save 1 million. What should I do with 1 million? There's inflation in the country. And then they started investment. That's where PiggyVest started from. Iteration, stay flexible. If you're not flexible, you're gone. One of the core principles of my industry in emotional intelligence is that the system with the most flexibility, or the object or the person with the most flexibility runs the system, which is why water, which is one of the most flexible, actually the most flexible substance, is also the most powerful, is the most influential, you know. So anywhere you are, you know how to work your way around based on data, based on observation, based on whatever you want to use. But you've come up with another strategy and you have moved on. You are fast on your toes. The rejection on this side, you move. There was one company that I tried to apply to. I tried to apply on their website. It's saying it cannot go. I've forgotten the exact words, but it's saying my application cannot go through. I just looked at the name. Okay, I went on LinkedIn, searched the name, went to people that is on their website. Okay, I saw the people that matter to me. I saw the design person, I saw a front end person, I saw a technical lead, and I saw a people person. I just sent an email, a message to all of them at once to say I'm trying to do something on your website, and it's not working. Um, I'm trying to do something on your website and it's not working. How can I change that? How can I do something about that? Oh, the people person was the first person who replied and said, "Oh, sorry about that. Please kindly send your details here." And I send it and I send it. You know, when did I even do this? I think it was last week. So expecting to hear from them. Just be flexible. Don't run into something and that's it. The question is, how can I go around this thing and move on and become a better person for it? And finally, use stress as a tool, right? How to be anti-fragile is to use that thing which causes your fragility as a tool, right? Some other people would also say use pain as a tool. And I'll tell you a very simple, simplistic story, as a matter of fact. So there's a father who gave birth to two children, two sons, who actually might be twins, who knows? So the father was a drunkard, and would always drink and drink and drink and drink. And all of a sudden, and he died, the father and died. All right. And the two sons at that time when that happened, they were like 13 years old, and then they grew up, both of them. And one became just like his dad, you know, um, a drunkard, you know, a menace in the society, and the other person became, an outstanding lawyer, and somebody who knew them, who also grew up to become a journalist, then came to, was it journalist or reporter? Then came to interview both of them separately, and they asked them the same question, and the answer was separate. Like, how the question was, why did you, how did you become what you have become? How did you become like this? They asked the drunkard, how did you become like this? And his answer was, how else should I have become? Seeing how my dad lived his life. And they asked the lawyer also, how did you become like this? And his answer was, how else would I have turned out? Seeing how my dad was in his life. Same situation, same question, same answer, but different outcomes. So the same thing that stresses other people, that makes them break, can also be the same thing that make you blossom, that made you prosper. I know somebody in school then, now is a multi-millionaire in Naira, maybe in dollars, who knows, who would always say his motivation is invincible. And when they ask him, what is that thing that is invincible? He says it's poverty. Poverty is his own motivation. And some other people's motivation might not be poverty, it might be fulfillment, it might be, but shall be motivated. Let something spoil you. Is that poverty is his own motivation? Some people would say is that their dad's poverty is why they are poor. So use what is stressing you that has the capacity to break you, use it as a tool to rise above. Expose yourself to manageable stress to build resilience and strengthen your capacity to handle challenges. Do exercise. That's why some people would do cold water shower. Some other people would immerse themselves in ice for for some time. That's one thing I would even get to do at some, later in life. Have a high cooler somewhere in my house, and then every morning go in there, submerge or what's the word now? Immerse or submerge myself in it, and then get out. You know, just spoil yourself. Don't just be a happy-go-lucky kind of person. Don't just live life based on flow. It doesn't happen like that. What I've also noticed in life is nobody becomes successful by chance. Imagine somebody becomes successful by chance. Just imagine it for a minute. And then they are invited to a World Economic Forum to come and talk about the strategies they use that help them to build that multi-million-dollar company. While at here, because they don't know Jack, they got there by luck. But I promise you, nobody get to that level by luck. It never happen. It never ever. It doesn't happen. Nobody becomes the best in design by luck. Nobody becomes the greatest developer by luck. You can't. You just don't. You get there based on strategic movements in work, in mental agility, in emotional resilience, and spirit, and equipping your spiritual facility. And it does not apply to Christians alone. Even you as a Muslim, you need to, because spiritual intelligence is not religious. Faith is not a Christian thing. If you ask Facebook now, if you ask him, do you believe Meta will succeed? He said, yes. We have faith in the team that we have. We have faith in the technology that we have. We have faith in the infrastructure that we have built, that it will scale. So faith in itself, there are some concepts that are not exclusive to a religion, and that is called spiritual intelligence. When you have galvanized your solid realms and your spiritual facility such that it helps you get in tune, in code with the universe, then you are approaching that genius level that we're talking about here. And it happens by being anti-fragile, by starting from being anti-fragile, taking no as nothing. It's just a no. To not overstress it, let's just move. Remember, antifragility is not about being invincible or immune to stress, because you can't be immune, they will still come, but rather about being able to bounce back and thrive in the face of adversity that is everywhere. They would always come. Somebody might want to drag you on Twitter. You inbox the mentor, they did not reply you. You post something, nobody likes it. You go on LinkedIn, nobody is seeing you. You apply, they say no. Rejection mails everywhere. You are able to bounce back and eventually thrive, even in the face of all of these things. That is the true test of being anti-fragile. Not that they won't happen to you, or you just start breezing through life. That doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You know, just to be able to bounce back in the face of these things is the true test of being anti-fragile. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I love you all. Can you people hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you so much, Alex. Thank you so much, Alex. Even with all the breaks and pauses, this was really, really such a great session. And yeah, there was lots of laughter actually. You
Really,
guys,
people are laughing.
when you go up, it was funny. MTN decided to show you shake it today.
Ultimate shaggy. I was like, what? Do you people plan me or something? It was so much. It was so much. Maybe they're trying to also test my own result.
how how fragile
How
you.
fragile do you get?
Okay, guys. Um, I think we've spent more than an hour, so if you have questions, I posted Alex social media accounts, so you can follow him on his Twitter and LinkedIn and reach out to him there, or tweet your questions and at
his account, and I'm pretty sure Alex will respond. Today, we can only take two questions. So, if you have any other questions, please send them to Alex on social media or send a tweet and add the art so Alex can see it. If you have questions, we're only taking two questions today. Please raise your hands and we'll go with the first two people. Okay, yeah, no questions. Did Alex do such a great job?
If no questions, you can just ask, maybe pick from the audience whatsoever to say, let's just have two people, if not, how it applies to them, and something like that, such that I will not take it. I'm not gonna take it. Hello, Tiwa, are you there? Okay. Uncle James, are you there? Please talk to me. How was the session?
Hi, Mr. Alex. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but it's kind of
Can you
low.
hear me? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. About now, is it better? Or it's still low? Can you hear me?
It's still low. I'm struggling to hear you.
Oh, okay. How about now? Can you hear me now? I'm sure you could hear me now.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I had to, yeah, I had to take off some using hands free. Okay, so part of what you learned. Thank you so much, Silas. It's really worthwhile, having this time. I never knew that you have this other side of you, but I sensed it, so you know what I'm talking about, you know where we're coming from. And there's a lot to learn. I mean, absolutely. Thank you for organizing this.
Right.
I'm sure you do more too now. You know, don't worry.
Yes, yes. I mean, I was a very good friend, Eugene.
Oh, great, great. Then okay, maybe my question might be a DM. I don't know because I actually
Okay.
wanted to just move from, or maybe if I may ask, might benefit one or two persons anyway. So
Okay, please
because
ask. Please
I,
ask.
okay, I'm a music person, and
Yes.
you know, just like the urge to always just move from one step to another step higher than what you're doing, and
Mm,
sometimes I get, of course, it's not an easy road,
mm.
so, and with all the ups, and downs and all that, and at the same time trying to uh, help one or two people. I don't know, should I use the word help, or trying to also be a helper? I don't know. I'm just trying to, so how
Financially
how can
support
how
people.
can now, yeah, not just finance, not just finance. Of course, finance is part of it, but not just finance. I mean, finance
Like the
shouldn't
youth.
be yeah, every, yeah. Can you still hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So how can one manage that? Do I need to just throw off those who kind of looking up to me because I want to move to another level? Because at some point, I might need to come down to actually get what they want to do, and you know, so how can I move? Actually, one person that I want to move from what I'm doing even better to what I am supposed to do, or what I need to do. I have other things I also wanted to improve on. You know, I'm also an IT person, kind of. I'm kind of, because I didn't really follow it all through, but I still know I have that in me. So what would I do to, you know, to strike a balance to this?
Mm. First and foremost, I'll talk about the people that you would like to, do stuff with. First is you find your mentors, like you know them and look for them. Um, Contemporaries are also very important to move with. Mentees are also very important. So you look for mentors, you work with mentees, and you look for mentors rather. Excuse me. Um, you find collaborators, and your mentees are what drive you to become better. Move. You should note one or two people whose drive align with yours. It's important to have those kind of people in your life, because that is a testament of the life that you have lived. If there's nobody to carry on your knowledge, and by the way, people, we just said I'm a music person is a very humble thing to say. I also used to play the keyboard. That's one of my experiences also. And this guy is a producer par excellence. So he knows what he's talking about when it comes to music. But this is getting to know self. So maybe something that we can talk about, and just arrange, just look at strategies to do what I call identity expansion, or what you would call identity refinement. It might still be the same thing, but we refine, if we are transitioning you to expansion. So we can talk about it, and that'll be great. Is Annette still on call? Does that make sense, sir?
Yes, I'm here. I'm listening
Yeah.
now. I had to mute
Okay.
so I can listen. Yeah.
No problem.
Yes.
Annette, are you still on call? She hand was raised. Okay, okay. I think I just would like to hear from my other Oga, if he doesn't mind. I say, are you there? No, Shelley. They say your voice is sweet.
This one they're trying to drag me out.
How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, now just give me a word or two. How
Yeah.
was it?
How was what?
The session, how was the
I
conversation?
didn't. It was nice. I joined in a bit late, but the last
Yeah.
few, it was engaging. That's one of the things I think
Mm.
I liked about it. It was engaging and it was relatable with
Mm-hmm.
several personalized experiences and real life experiences. So it didn't just feel like a talking session. It felt like you
Mm.
were bringing in real life experiences into what the message we're trying to pass across. And yeah, it felt very relatable and digestible, in my opinion, though.
Thank you so much.
So nice work. Nice work.
Yes, sir. All
Yeah,
right,
the toss.
Tiwa.
Yeah.
Is- Tiwa, I'm all for having me. I appreciate. Oh, Annette is back. All right, let me have you quickly.
I'm sorry for what happened.
So,
I wanted to say thank you for the session, and I think I have one question.
okay.
So my question is, how do you get to? I think someone mentioned one time that there's a way you act that could like attract mentors towards you. So how do you attract people to want to ever mentor you or something like that?
Is not hard. People like successful people. People like successful people. The reason you want that mentor is because they are successful. That mentor also likes successful people. So if that mentor would like to be your friend, so one of the ways to attract quality people is to become a quality person, is to become so good they cannot deny your presence. become so good you can't be ignored. So that thing that you want to be mentored on, the what you can do a search on this word later. It's called being autodidactic, which simply means looking for, like, the world we live in right now. We all know this thing now. How to prepare a bomb, how to do a surgery from YouTube, right? Not to talk of design or software that we are learning. So become autodidactic. You go to any, you don't go to a mentor to ask for mentorship. You go to questions, you go to mentors with questions on specific issues. Hey, Baba, I try to do this, it's not working, help me. Not, please sir, can you be my mentor? I'm learning to teach you. The job is to help you scale, to scale at what you already do. Quality in your expression, they would like to help you, they would like to be with you, that you bring is so solid, you would get board members that are quality people. If your product is so solid to come on your board, if it's that solid, you get. You think a Flutterwave will not listen because the product is already a unicorn. You would listen. You get. So also don't come to take, come to give. What can I do for you? How can I help? What is the thing you are troubling me that I can help with at this time? Nobody likes to refuse help. The worst they can say is, oh, thank you for your offer, but at this time I do not need what you say you can do. But so when you have that, that means they've responded to you. You can now throw your request, be of value, offer value, be quality in and of yourself, such that you can't be ignored. You get. I, this is not pride, but let me say it as it is. There's nobody in the tech ecosystem today that I will send a deal to, but they will say, you get. So when what you have been able to do is to listen to you. Makes sense.
Thank you.
So you know it's not the end of your. Thank you so much for this testimony. I love it. All right, Tiwa, up to you.
Thank you so much, Alex. And yeah, I think we're done for tonight, everyone. Have a good night. And yeah, you can reach out to Alex. I dropped his socials again. You can reach out to him on Twitter and LinkedIn if you have more questions. And you can also follow us on our Twitter and LinkedIn and also YouTube. Everywhere we're design with you. So see you next week and have a good night and a great week ahead. Bye, guys.